On Windy City Live, is it safe to travel this holiday season? Our expert weighs in.
Well, given the way this year has gone, I think we all could use a vacation about now. But is it safe? Here with that and a lot more, travel expert and our good friend Mark Murphy, who has taken the don't get a haircut very, very seriously.
Check it out, man. Been a while.
How long have you been growing that?
Oh, about a year and a half, bro. Year and a half. I'm just hanging out, making sure that I'm unrecognizable on the road.
Even the way that you talk now, you're like this now free spirit hippie.
Hey, and I got the RV to prove it. So I'm living out of an RV right now on a 6-month road trip, brother.
Yeah, tell us about this adventure. Who came up with the idea and what places are you hitting?
Well, we started out in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on May 17th, and today I'm standing right at Lake Mead, and this is my rig. I'll turn it around. It's covered with bugs and God only knows what else, but that's my RV. It's a 36-foot Renegade Verona that we've been driving, and we just last minute decided to come to Lake Mead because, you know, with all the scare about COVID, nothing better than taking your entire house with you on the road. And so we've had a great time, and we're hitting month 5 right now, and we'll be back in Florida at the end of month 6.
Now you say we, Mark. Who's all with you?
My lovely bride, Karen, and our 2 mutts. We have 2 Labradors that are cruising with us, and they're going to be excited to go in the lake later today.
Yeah, and the RV trend is really one that is on the rise right now, right? And do you have to own your own RV, though?
No, you can rent an RV. You can rent an RV that you drive to different places. You can actually, let's say you want to go to the Outer Banks in North Carolina. There's companies that will drop what's called a 5th-wheel trailer, and it's a cheap way for you to get away with a large family because some of these things sleep 8 people. So if you got a lot of kids running around, really inexpensive. You pay for the trailer, you pay for the spot, a fraction of the cost of a hotel stay, and you get out and enjoy nature. I mean, later today we're going to be out on a boat on Lake Mead. I've never done it, but I've been to Vegas, which is 20 minutes away, about 100 times.
Wow, that sounds like a great plan. Also, road trips from car situations, that's on the rise as well. Do you have some good spots for people to go?
Yeah, I did the drive. I went through Illinois, so I didn't see you guys. I didn't have time. But we went up to South Dakota. We did the Badlands, and then we ended up at Mount Rushmore. And in Mount Rushmore, what we ended up doing was we ended up going on the Needles Highway, which is a pretty cool road that winds and twists through tunnels. And the shots were amazing. And then you come to an open field, and all of a sudden you see cars stopping, and you see these crazy burros there because they know they're going to get fed, and they're super friendly. It's great for families, great for kids. There's so much to do around Mount Rushmore that it's really incredible. And as you come through this this one tunnel here, all the tunnels are framing up Mount Rushmore in the distance because I thought Mount Rushmore would be like a one and done. There's so much to do around there. I see myself going back to explore it yet again. And the burros were really entertaining and fun because they literally come right up to your car. They cruise past you. Families are out there. The little babies are following. Definitely a phenomenal experience for anybody traveling.
Yeah, so car trips on the rise, RV trips, definitely a great idea. Everyone, though, wondering about airline travel. Is it safe to travel by plane right now?
So I've flown a few times this summer. I flew back to New York from Denver. I flew to Cancun in August. My experience is one where I see the seats in the airport being disinfected, on the airplanes being disinfected. They're requiring in airports for you to wear masks. Everybody is observing social distancing. The problem you have on a plane, you can't really social distance at 6 feet. Otherwise, the plane would be, 1/8 full. So what's happening is if you have the mask on, you're facing forward on the plane, you should feel pretty confident because the HEPA air systems on these planes will recirculate that air every 2 to 3 minutes, and it pulls the air down. So it's a direct shot from above you pulling down. So it's not like blowing past you to the next person. And that, I think, gives people a lot of confidence when they understand that surgical grade filtering systems on these planes.
Yeah, and I know that a lot of airlines were leaving that empty seat open right in the middle, but every flight that I've been on a few, they have all been packed, but everybody does have their mask on, and you haven't really heard about any huge outbreaks happening after a flight.
Not really. There was one about Vietnam Airlines back in March that was a little bit of a spreader event. But other than that, I mean, if you're on a super long-haul flight, let's say if you're going from New York to Japan, there's a higher risk if somebody on board is infected. But it's still very minimal. You got a better chance of getting in a car accident and driving home from work today than you do of catching COVID it on a plane based on the procedures and the filtration systems they have. So I feel very confident. And I'm one of the high-risk people. I'm a cancer survivor. So, my doctors tell me what I need to do, and they had no concern with me flying back for my doctor's appointment as well as going to Cancun.
Yeah, we're glad you're doing much better. We're running out of time here, Mark, but let's go over some deals here. First, domestically.
Yeah, so domestically, Las Vegas is open for business. We checked it out. They're limiting, in terms of the spacing on the floor and the rooms. So you can feel pretty confident that when you're in Vegas, you're going to get great service. You're going to get great rates. I mean, you can stay at Bellagio now for a little over $100 a night, where it might have been $300 or $400 typically. The difference, though, is they add these bloody resort fees on. So make sure when you look at the price point, you're taking into account that there might be a $50 or $60 fee per night on top of that night rate that's quoted. That's why I always say speak to a travel agent. They know their stuff. They will help you navigate those little bombshells, because you might not realize it until you get to the hotel at some points.
Yeah. Now, I know that you were recently in Cancun, but the CDC has now made Cancun and Mexico a level 3 warning. So is that a no-go right now?
Not at all. I mean, the entire world, frankly, according to the CDC, is pretty much a level 3, including almost all of the United States. So my attitude is, if you want to be a hermit and you've got concerns, absolutely, you've got comorbidities and you're older, definitely take that into account. For most of the population, they should feel very confident traveling to places like Cancun. It was almost like you're walking into an operating room. They have vacuum-packed accessories, vacuum-packed amenities that have all been disinfected. They disinfect your luggage when you arrive at the airport. And some of the properties down there are offering deals that I've never seen. So if you wanted to get away, you can be staying at a 5-star brand new resort like this Dreams Vista property that I checked out. It's got a rooftop, crazy pool, lounge, restaurant for adults only. It's absolutely spectacular. And the reality of it is I felt safer going to Cancun than I did going to Whole Foods the other day.
There you go. Mark Murphy, love you, buddy. I got to run, but we got to take a break.
Hey, brother.
We'll be right back with more Windy City Live.